Good evening, everyone. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at this time, please. Turn all cell phones or electronic devices to off or vibrate. And at this time, I'll ask Mr. Bob to please lead us in our prayer and our pledge at this time.
Heavenly Father, as we encounter tonight the business of the city, we pray for your guidance, your wisdom, your support as we try to nurture the bonds and the needs of this town. Give us your grace, Heavenly Father, and it is your name we pray. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right, consider approval of the minutes of August 21st, 2017 meeting, please.
I make a motion to approve those minutes with one correction.
One correct. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, visitors who are not on the regular agenda will be given the opportunity to address the council on any subject at this time. Is anyone here not on this agenda? Mr. Jones.
I like 2 minutes.
Sir?
I like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I'll allow you 2 minutes.
If I want that, I'll run the hammer on me.
Ding, 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 ding.
2 things. I'd like to be put on the agenda for the next meeting for talk to y'all about EAA, fly-in. Do y'all know what it is? It's the Experimental Aircraft Association.
Okay.
They're always looking for some place to go to. See? So I'd like to be told, so that could be legal, because I don't know the legal liabilities that would be involved in it. However, the other one little thing I have here was on the computer, there was a posted request for proposal for certified food operator. 16. I never did find a where it was posted for 17. And the turned out that salary for what food is open, what, 4 months?
Pool's open from, it's open for business from the end of May to middle of August, but there's a month of lead up time to get it ready.
Okay, and according to this right here, a certified food operator is paying $11,500 a year. Are you gonna post it next year? Then when this comes up for
Yes,
bid?
sir.
Because I definitely won't get it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm out of here. My 2 minutes up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Where did you get that?
I have secrets on the computer.
If it's on the computer, it's on the computer.
Not
Everybody saw it.
Did anyone dispute that 11,500? Right quick. Okay.
We did not, we agreed with it.
I'm sorry.
You can go back.
He said, someone said you can't believe what you read on the computer. I think that's what you said. And I said, can anyone dispute it? That's all I said.
No,
So it's
no,
confirmed.
I said it was not private.
So that number's confirmed.
Yeah, so I said it wasn't private, I didn't say, that disputed it.
So it will be posted next year so I can bid on it.
Yeah.
Are you a certified pool operator?
Huh?
Are you a certified
By my understanding, from what I was picked up from, it only takes 2 days with the open book questions, and I'm in.
Good.
That's good salary for 2 days of training. I spent a lot more years back in school and didn't get that.
There you go.
All right, is anyone else here that's not on the regular agenda to speak? Nope. All right. Discuss and act on resolution for Slum and Blight. Mr. Grimes will explain that.
Okay, this is part of the downtown sidewalk grant. This is the, there's going to be 2 things on here, 5 and 6, so I'll sum them up with both. Section 1 of the resolution outlines the area designated for the grant funds. I have it, and feel free to modify this however you want. I have the north and south side of the 100 block of 8th Street. If that's correct, if my understanding that would go from basically treadmill all the way down to the post office on either side. Let's see, the north block of 7th Street, which would be this right here in front of Mr. McDaniel's residence. And the south 100 block of 9th Street, which would be by the Dollar General that's over there, and then Stan has his building there. It does not include the north side of 9th Street, as the bank has pretty much put in a new sidewalk there. And my understanding is David Coward's going to put in a new sidewalk when he's done with the completion of his building.
What about the police?
You know, we can
I
probably,
mean, granted, hopefully I'll be moving soon, but.
we'll, if you want to add, if y'all want to add the north side of,
I mean, the fire department still uses it, I'm just saying.
Got a sidewalk on there, it's just not very wide.
Sir. Class 7, there's nothing there.
I designate the whole downtown area. So,
I know, but there's not a need more than that, because Mr. Swaggy, Teresa and I, the little rehab center, CPA guy, there's really nothing there unless you want this stuff for City Hall. I don't see a need right here, I just don't see it.
okay, I mean, I took the box, the downtown area,
But,
and wanted to include all of it.
okay.
I mean, if you want to take it out, we're more, I mean, just.
No, I
leave it.
understand, I just, because I just don't see it, you know.
I didn't do, the south side of 7th Street, because quite frankly, that's a state highway, and that's a tech stop. And then we just discussed 9th Street. 10th Street has no sidewalks.
Right.
I didn't do this area right here on the backside of Treadmill across the street, from City Hall. But if you want to take 7th Street out, we can.
I
If you
don't
want
see a
to,
need for it, but that's just me.
So it's just a, are we taking bids on all that, or is it just the downtown?
we just
designation?
designated that area. That's not necessarily,
I don't think we necessarily have to repair it,
no.
but it's just downtown designated area.
We can't do anything outside of this designated area. Anything inside is fair game.
Right. Well, would it reduce the cost?
No,
No.
no,
I doubt we're gonna be able to do all those streets at once anyway.
no. We'll probably do one block
Mhm.
with grant funds and matching and whatnot.
But I don't know where this is gonna
Decision of council. Did you have any concerns, Ms. Patsy? Oh, I thought you were talking, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I apologize.
So are we including them in front of the police station?
If you want to add to the north and south 100 block of 9th Street, that would get the police station in there.
We might as well just add it in if we're just gonna go ahead and wrap
And
all that together.
For whatever reason, if David Coward decides not to put in a sidewalk, then we can do it. Okay. All right, the definition of blight is a predominance of buildings, curbs, sidewalks that are deteriorated due to age and other reasons. That's what blight means. The cracked and deteriorated sidewalks are detrimental to public safety of the city. It also says section 2 will be replacing old deteriorated sidewalks, installing ADA ramps, and providing ADA signage and making curb and gutter repairs as needed. Thereby increasing safety in public, decreasing the blight in the downtown area. That is agenda number 5. I made the corrections to where it says the north and south block of 9th Street. Any other corrections on the resolution?
I make a motion that we approve the resolution for Slum and Blight.
Second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, discuss and act on resolution for administrative and engineering procurement.
Okay, we did the RFP process for an engineer, since these are HUD funds, it will have to be engineered. And we also have a grant administrator RFP as well. We received one bid for administration services from AJ Auto Services, Kate Howard is the person for that. And the other engineering firm was Jacob Martin. Those are the only proposals that we received. We sent letters out to 5 engineers and 3 administrators.
And what is that gonna cost us, Brian?
For what?
Engineering?
Engineering is gonna run you, I don't know the exact number, but it'll run you around 40,000. 40,000 is what Jacob Martin charged the city of Coleman, so that's the best guess I can give you.
And if this grant or whatever were approved, you said the city would be responsible for what, 75K?
75,000 in match, yes, sir. Of that 75,000, 40,000 goes to engineering, and then the other can be in-kind services.
But we have to do that every time we file that grant.
Yes.
We can file that grant up to 3 times.
The way they changed it this year, let's just assume we get funded in 2017. We cannot apply for another grant until we are 50 or 75% completed on this one, so we can come back in and do another one.
So do you factor in at all, or maybe you already have, business owner input?
Yes, that, we'll have a public hearing on where, and business owners will definitely be involved in the process. For example, in Coleman, they're not repairing the sidewalks until after Christmas, until January.
Get past the holiday.
Yes, sir.
Any other comments? Nope. All right, motion to act on the resolution for administrative engineering procurement. So moved. Second.
Specifically to name AJ Hocko as the administrator and Jacob Martin as the engineer. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay. You second, Ms. Kelly? All in favor, say aye. All right, consider approval of the building permits. And I think I only had one. Do you have more?
Yeah, I have one for me today.
Okay.
Matthew Seymour, 105 Charlotte. I want to build a 24 by 20 foot carport. And have an alcove and Vicky Gnarl. Want to build a 12 by 20 at 304 12th Street. There's plenty of room with these, there should be any problem. Everybody should be able to go.
Motion to accept approval of the building permits.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Sam, Steve did a good job on that dock. I don't know who hit him, but he did a good job.
Yes, you did.
Well done.
Even though that lightning just, got skating on the water.
Oh, well, thank y'all. Hope everyone gets some good use out of it.
There you go. Now you have to keep the lake full. All right, daily activity report from the Ballinger Fire Department from Assistant Chief Brent Allen, please. You should have that information in your packet as well.
Hopefully y'all ready.
Did.
Ready to be excited. I had talked to Brian earlier in the year about doing a report, but we are not going to do a report like the police department does every month. We'll probably do ours semi-annually. We are a little late on that. But we were talking about the last council meeting, there was things talked about as far as money-wise and how we cover the county and all that good stuff. Up here, if you can see the graphs that we have. This year, we're sitting at 71 calls right now. Out of that, 35 are actual fires. And now, in that section right there, it doesn't tell you whether it's structural, vehicle, dumpster, or anything like that. But most of that stuff right there is pretty accurate. Some of them, it might not be exactly what you think it is. That's just kind of an overall general incident type that they have up there. Last year, or I guess 2015 and 2016, we were talking about how many calls we make out in the county. So, unfortunately, in 2015, we had 36 calls in the city, and then we had 30 calls in the county. And so that's pretty even, you know, percentage-wise. We had 74 calls that year, and out of that year, there were 6 building fires. Now, those buildings may have been a structure, they may have been a shed. I know one of them, well, I don't know if that's not the one I'm thinking about, but they may not be a true structure fire, but they had something to do with the building. In 2016, we had 82 calls, and we had 4 building fires. The city had 43 calls, and then the county had 38 calls. And then this year, we're sitting at 71, and we've had one structure fire, I know for sure. The other one was a porch fire that we never did find out how it got started or anything like that, but we pretty much know somebody tried to set it on fire, but not much there to do anything with. So we average, the city right now has 29 calls for this year. And the county has 42. So, but we've had a lot of grass fires that we usually don't have. We haven't, back in 2011 when everybody was having all those big fires, we didn't have nothing. And we haven't had nothing until this last year, really, this year, and particularly in August. So, and most of those fires were either lightning or by some other consequence that happened. So, but we average about 75 calls for those 3 years. That's our average being in there. So we're right on point of what we've been having. Structure fires, the average would be for that 3 years about 4. And really, if you sit down and look at it, it's probably 1 to 2 fires. Actual structure fires where we've had to put the structure out. Very few do we have. I think 1 year, I can't remember what year that was, we had 13. And several of those were just accidental. Then we had some with lightning and things like that. So out of this year, August has been our busiest year, our busiest month. And I think I have 10 on there, and it's not actually 10. We had 17 calls for help. And out of those 17, 13 of those were grass fires. Now I gave you a little rundown of what we actually did for the year or something like that. Here it is. Let's see, we had 3 grass fires in the city. And out of those 3 grass fires, we maybe burned an acre if we're lucky. The one on Ball was probably as big as this 4 squares right here in this thing. So it wasn't really big, but it counted. Now, I have a price on there that says those grass fires cost the city $283.73. Did you see that, Bob? You read that?
I've read all of this, but yes, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, so how we get that is the Forestry Service has a formula they use that we get to use, and all we do is plug in the hours that we have on scene and how many trucks we have, whether it be mutual aid trucks and our trucks or just mutual aid or whatever. So the flat rate for right now going for a truck that pumps less than 1250 GPMs is $80.
That'd be a brush truck, for example.
Yeah, it'd be a brush truck. It can be a pumper because we do have a few like that, but we don't really use it. We don't use that formula for structure fires or anything like that in city trucks. So we use this basically for the wildland trucks. And so you got $80 so if you're there an hour, that truck costs you an 80 bucks. And each hour that you're there, you're calculating, so if a truck is there for 3 hours, then that's, 100 and, what is that, 240, something like that, 240, okay? And if you have 3 of those at 240, and you've got over 1,000, pretty close to 1,000. So that's how that gets done. They also count me, since I'm a paid guy, they count my time. So if I'm out there for 5 hours, I charge 5 hours at $17.75, whatever I'm at. The volunteers, the only thing that they count is hours. They don't count them as money or anything like that. So they really, all they're counting is hours on that. Now, when I did all this stuff for you, and I'm gonna show you here in a minute, we only worked the fires, right? So I only counted trucks and the hours put in, not flats or mechanical stuff that needed to be repaired or anything like that. We can put that on there, but I didn't do that this time. So the city used $283.82. County-wise, we $8,666.83 is what that cost us to go out there and fight fire. Now, the thing is we're probably not out there 2 hours for most of this stuff. We have, the glass fire was a couple of hours. It wasn't really a long thing, but I'll give you some. The Campbell fire, I call it the Campbell fire because it was on 83 and it was Campbell's place. We went out there 5 times. Out of those 5 times, we fought fire 3 times. 2 of those calls were somebody was driving by, they saw a little spark, and they called in, and we didn't find it when we went out there. So the Campbell fire cost us $3,122.92, and that was basically 20 pieces of equipment. That was 3 trucks for us, 3 brush trucks for us, 2 command trucks, a tender, and 2 trucks from Winners. So we were on that fire for 6 hours and 5 minutes. So we actually went to the original fire, which was started by a pickup accident. And we burned about 3.7 acres there. So we come back and we got it all out. We thought we got it all out. We got no sooner than we get back, we had to go back out there. And we stayed another, 3 or 4 hours there. And we burned 16 acres. The reason you're out there so long is you got all this brush. Trucks are not able to get in there and do their thing like there. They gotta can move and run over a few trees and stuff here and there. So that's why it took us so long. The next fire that we had, it was the glass fire out here on 382. It was $1,364.40. Spent 2 hours out there. 9 pieces of equipment. 12-mile bridge. We burned that. Less than an acre, but we were out there for 5 hours. It was more or less taking care of the bridge. We spent $1,483.25. Then the Edmonton fire out on 382, we spent $805.72. And then the Fowler fire out here on 83 South was $389.17. Spent an hour and a half out there and an hour and a half out there at the Edmonton fire. So you can see it. We can track what we spend.
So what's the total amount spent out in the county?
Out in the county is $8,666.83.
To this day?
To this day. We still got a quarter to go. We still got November, December.
And they kick you in 10,000 a year, Brent?
10,000 a year.
No, is that carved in stone? Have they been approached to try to kick in?
We had 20,000 at one time just before Tommy had got up to 20,000, and then I guess once Tommy left, they dropped it down.
It was actually before that.
Huh?
It was actually 2 years before that.
They got a
They got funding from the state for rural volunteer fire departments.
So the state matched their 10,000. Then once that state money went away, they dropped their contribution back down to 10.
Our $8,666, that's just men
I
and
don't
trucks.
understand.
We haven't even put tires and,
But there's something wrong with this picture.
wait, yeah.
What about water?
I didn't put water on there. I mean, we do spend a lot of water out there. I mean, 6,000, our tanker carries 6,000 gallons. And we've sunk it twice already, plus whatever we get in our trucks. So, I mean, you're looking at, this is the reason why we brought this to your attention, because there's something that needs to be, and really, $10,000 is, a drop in the bucket. I mean, we're
Did we give the library almost that much?
I think we library double that.
Really?
Yes.
so,
Yeah, this didn't.
How much was the glass fire?
huh?
How much was the glass fire?
The glass fire was $1,364.40. Now, that's just their formula. And like I said, I could add tires and whatever we tore up or whatever, to be repaired.
Wires around the axle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of that. And a lot of people ask him, well, he was lucky enough he drug it out, it didn't get tore up anything. But, I don't know what the answer is to that. We'd have to sit down with them, and we have talked a little bit about maybe trying to have some kind of local fire chiefs association where we could go and talk to them and, have more than just one or two departments on there, all the chiefs go in there and talk and discuss that, because we get $10,000, but those other little small departments don't hardly get anything, so they survive on their donations through their little towns and stuff, so.
The winners,
They get some money, but I don't know how much they get. I don't have any idea. I couldn't tell you. I know we get 10,000, and I'm assuming that's what they get.
the winners and Freaky lives there.
I don't know what they get. I think the last time when we got to 20, they got like 6,700 that one year or something like that.
I think they get 2,500 now.
Yeah, so they're down to 2,500. You can't even hardly buy a field for that.
No.
But also I wanted to let y'all know a little bit about grants and stuff for this year. We had that on there. We did have a rescue grant that we garnered. It was a $15,000 grant. We spent a little over $14,000, and we got $11,067.19 back. We got a grant for the slip-on unit for the new truck. That's a $20,000 grant, and you'll pay for the $20,000, and then you'll get $20,000 back. We had 6 people go to fire school this year. All of them passed their class. That's $695 that the TFS pays for. We don't have to pay for that. We paid for, the city paid for our rooms, which were about $1,740, and then the department pays for the members' meals as they go down there. So, from 2003 till 2017, as far as school tuition grants are concerned, we have got over $63,000 worth of grants from them. That's how we go to school. Like I said, the city pops for the rooms and we for the meals. Let's see, we have 2 grants still pending, a small brush truck and then equipment grant that we still haven't got. So
We were turned down on communication.
yeah, through the call, they're not doing anything.
We get, just to clarify, we get no financial aid from the COG, from the fire department at all.
No.
Not annually, no.
Well, not annually. You can go through there. We've gotten a few pages from them a couple of times, but other than that, we don't get a whole lot from them unless you. Let's see. So grants for schools and equipment from 2003 to 2017. We have gotten money from them in the amount of $159,164.50. 31 cents. That's me. I don't know why that's going on. I don't know why they did that. Anyways, sorry. And so we try to be frugal with the money and stuff and try to get our stuff through grants and stuff like that. It's not always our we don't always get them. We've done AFD grants, and if you added those AFD grants to the Texas forestry grant, we'd be right at $310,164.31. That's what we've gotten since I've been here.
Brent, you participated in the grant writing?
We did a few of them, yeah. Most of them I do. Had did them.
Kudos to you.
The AFG grants are really hard, and a lot of people here in Texas have stopped doing them because they're so competitive. They're just not worth the hassle. So we haven't done any in a long, long time. The Forestry Service grants are pretty easy. You fill them out, turn them in. If you get them, great. If you don't, I'm also going to probably put in. They've already had their last review and we didn't get a small brush truck or the other grant. I think I'm going to put a grant in for a big brush truck too. So, other than that, that's all I had. Do I have any other questions?
So Brent, would you bore everybody and explain to me, since I need some refresher, of course, on how this insurance rating system works and how we fall in that?
We are a 6. They've changed the rating system this year or last year. I can't remember when.
Would you tell me the criteria for this?
It's 50% for the fire department, and then I think it's 25 for the water distribution and 25 for the communications or 911. And so you have certain things that you have to have on. So for the fire department, we have to have certain things on the truck, and you have to have a certain type of truck, and you have to do pump test, ladder test, hose testing, SCBA testing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do, and your members have to meet certain criteria.
Yeah, but that goes to a rating system.
It goes into a rating system, and I don't really know exactly how all that really
But
works.
where do we stand?
We're in the middle, like everybody else. I mean, there's some towns, our neighbors to the east over here, Coleman, I think there are 3.
And what are we?
We are a 6 and a 6X.
Okay, so that's in the middle.
Yeah, it's pretty much in competition and all that stuff there. There's very few people that are, I don't know of anybody around here other than I don't know what Brownwood's is. I couldn't tell you what theirs is. I don't know what St. Angelo's is or Abilene's. I think, well, maybe Abilene's a 1. I don't know if they got a 1 or not. But I can't tell you for
But the
sure.
rating, that rating right there affects.
It affects how,
citizens' insurance.
right, it's fire insurance, basically what it
Yeah,
is.
that's where I was going.
Yeah, the lower your number is, the better your insurance rates are. Being at a 6 is pretty decent. I mean, I'd love for us to be a 5 or a 4, but we have to do a lot of work to do that. A lot of it is legwork and paperwork. So, any more questions?
Brent, this is a beautiful letterhead, but can I bother you to correct one thing since I'm an old school teacher?
What's that?
Would you correct the word century?
Yeah, I probably made that, that's probably one of the reasons I didn't.
I can't hear
That's good.
Misspelled words just jump out of me.
All right, I'll fix that for you.
Appreciate you guys bringing it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's a Photoshop type thing.
All right, moving along here, the police activity monthly report from Chief Stanley Maresch, and Chief didn't have a report this month due to, I guess, technical areas or staff, however you want to put it.
I hear staff.
Yeah.
Judge Little has turned it, entered all the tickets for August, because she was in vacation.
Okay.
So I don't have a total number.
Good.
But I'll have it for you next time.
Awesome.
I do want to we did a couple of things. Police department's getting with the Chamber of Commerce. We are going to host National Night Out, October the 3rd. It's a Tuesday. I think we're gonna have it here behind City Hall. Does everybody know what National Night Out is? It's a community-based program where we get everybody out from the community, come and have a National Night Out, eat hot dogs. You know, we're gonna let the fire department have their bounce house, other activities. So I think this is gonna be the first time that Ballinger has ever done it. And I think it's a good way to jumpstart stuff. So I'm also going to coordinate with a couple of members of the community and also start a neighborhood watch program. So everything I've seen is all community, but I mean, someone from the community runs it with the support of the police department. We're gonna get a couple of people involved, have a meeting. You know, we can't have 30 sectors of neighborhood watch, maybe one or two, and then with my support, you know, we'll get them kickstarted going. So other than that, that's it. I just want to advise you with the National Night Out since it's going to come up pretty soon.
Cool.
All right.
What happened with the emergency management call system that you presented a couple times? We didn't really get finished with.
I just haven't done it.
Okay.
So,
Code
Code Red, I think the other one, I can't remember what the other one name is. Nixel.
Yeah.
It just seemed almost too much maybe for this little town to do right now, so, maybe some other time.
I just asking for a follow-up. I didn't know. I knew we dropped it a couple times because we were looking at the contract and that was like.
Yeah, I mean, with that and then with just the money area of it, so maybe more down the road or I'll present it back up.
No cop sync movement?
Cop Sync movement, we have Cop Sync movement, I contacted Cop Sync, they have gotten the letters from everybody. Finance has been approved, I talked with the company that's going to order and install the equipment, and we're just waiting on paperwork transactions right now. As far as I know, they're getting everything ordered, and hopefully we'll have an install date soon. So, and that's for the whole county.
Right. We're trying to wait to do that the whole time.
So,
Good deal.
all right.
Thank you, sir. All right, good to see you, Administrators. Bi-weekly report, please.
You don't have financials in this report because the 31st or the 30th was Thursday, and we didn't really run the report till Friday morning, so I wanted to make sure I can answer your questions. So we'll do that on the 18th. I do have a couple of things for you. Beginning tomorrow morning, we will be paving the Park Road from Bobo's house down to the park area, and then that one road in the middle of the park, if it's a big old donut, the one that goes crossways. After that, we'll start to make improvements on the remainder of the park. We did it that way so the walkers would have a place to walk instead of just ripping it all up at one time. Charles Perry is having a town hall tomorrow here from 3:30 to 4:30. If you have any issues with the 85th legislature or the state of Texas, feel free to come. Charles will answer all your questions. We had Mike Conaway here last Friday. It actually is on our YouTube page right now, and I thought that went very well. I want to publicly commend the high school students who showed up. They asked very, very good questions. And his staffer, who was sitting next to me the whole time, remarked, he's never had high school students ask this level of questions. And so I think that's a testimony to Ballinger ISD and what the teachers and educators over there are doing. So I wanted to give them some kudos. We have one more public hearing on the budget and tax rate on the 12th. It'll be just a budget hearing and tax rate hearing only, no council meeting that night. And then we will meet again on the 18th of September. And then we will have our first actual council meeting for the new fiscal year will be on the 2nd of October. And one last thing, speaking of the 2nd of October, that is the week that we are scheduled to go to TML for the TML annual convention. And as of course, it's going to be in Houston. And the convention center where we're supposed to be is currently housing a couple of thousand of people at the moment. I talked to TML last week to get an update on what the status is. Clearly, they don't have a thumbs up or thumbs down right now, but we expect to have an answer in the next 2 weeks. The one thing they definitively told me was it's either going to be in Houston or they're not going to have it at all. The logistics of moving 30,000 people in a 2-week window is next to impossible. And so it's either going to be in Houston or they will not have it. So I wanted y'all to keep, of course, if they don't have it, everybody gets a refund and all those other things. So, that's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Awesome. Any questions? All right. Here are requests for future agenda items from the city councils. Anything else need to be on the agenda?
I got Mr. Jones on here already.
Correct. Anything else? All right. Moving along, we will not be going into executive session this evening, correct?
Yeah, we don't need 12 or 13.
Okay. Motion to adjourn, please.
And make that motion.
Second. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you. Have a good evening.